Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Welcome to another entry into my tutorial series. Today I'll be going over Transport Fever 2. The game's been out for quite a while, and it was actually in another one of my Steam accounts, and figured I would get back into it. Started going through some of the campaigns, and I realized that it wasn't as intuitive as I remembered, so I thought I might put out at least a video on the first campaign. Hopefully this will make your experience go a bit smoother as we go along, point out some nuances that aren't explained explicitly in the instructions, and like I said, make your experience a little bit better than my initial one was. Maybe I'm just a bit dense and slow, but I'm willing to accept that. So to start out, you go into the campaign.
Mankind is constantly creating amazing new inventions. Get involved in rapid technological progress and ensure smoothly running transportation in different regions of the world.
Yeah, and this first tutorial takes you to the late 1800s, I believe. Your options here are steam engines and horse-drawn carriages for transportation, and it walks you through a scenario where you are given some tasks to help build the infrastructure of fresh start, if you will. So we're gonna start this.
The island of Java,
and we're gonna do the
America,
first,
in the midst of the 19th century.
the mighty
In the Nevada
miracle.
territory, where until recently only a handful of buffalo grazed, nowadays it's all hustle and bustle. Beyond the Sierra and near the Carson River, gold has been found. There's supposed to be loads of it. All you need to do is dig it up. Anyone who keeps at it hard enough will be richly rewarded. What a splendid opportunity.
Yeah, this sounds fun. So we've been given a claim, or we won a claim.
Welcome to uncharted territory, newcomer. Want to get rich?
Yes, I do.
Then you're in just the right place.
The graphics on this are a bit better than what I remember. I mean, they're not excellent.
Gold Rush fever holds sway
They're respectable.
in Virginia City. And you lucky devil, you've won the mining rights for a promising claim in a poker game at the Red Dog Saloon.
Lucky me.
Soon you'll be hauling out gold nuggets as big as a cat's head. Thanks to cleverness and luck at cards, you have a gold mine all your own. The former owner, a gallant saloon by the name of Susie, who plays a lousy hand of poker, already took care of the groundwork. And a practical woman, she left the necessary equipment behind too.
Thank you
Now
for that.
all you have to do is to find the mine.
Yeah,
Get an overview and find out where the riches lie.
So this little bit over here on the left, this just wants you to get used to the camera controls. So yeah, it wants us to pan up and down, which is, for me, the middle button on my mouse. I can look around like this, and then right click moves the camera, or moves your field of view up and down, back and forth, and gives you that. Turn down the game music a bit. I think it's a bit loud. There we go. And then let's see, it wants us to zoom. So we zoom in. Oh, we can zoom in pretty far. Getting a good look at people's backyards. And then zoom out. There we go. And everywhere you see these, not exclamation marks, these are question marks. You see these question marks, it wants us to do something. So in this case, it's here's the mine that it wants us to find. We click on it, and it gets us credit for it.
What a promising claim. Even though only a few boulders have been mined so far, that's no reason to lose heart. You'll just have to dig deeper. You ought to get hold of some solid timber from the nearby forest so that the fine shafts doesn't cave in. The beams will be excellent for stabilizing the tunnel.
Build a station where the horse carts can be packed with logs.
Alright, so it wants us to, let's see, build a station. in this blue highlighted area, and then to bring the logs from or to up here from the mining, not mining. I'm sorry, the tree cutting or the forestry area here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna click. This is a bus. We don't have buses, but we do have carriages. So it wants us to build this truck station, and you can use N and M to rotate.
Explain to the sort of thick-skulled driver which route he should take.
And we put it in that area. Now it wants us to build the. Now, how you find that is, and it'll blink after a while, but it's this route or line managers that helps you define the route. So we're going to define a new line, and we're going to say it's going to start here at this truck station that we just made, and that's going to go up here to where the logs are needed.
Now, there's got to be a small depot to park the horse-drawn carts, too.
Yeah. And so this depot is where you're going to buy and manage the actual vehicles that you purchase. So in the buildings, we're going to do the road depot, and again we can do N and M to rotate, but we're just going to put it right here up against the road.
Everything's all set. Now, all you have to do is to get hold of a cart to transport the wood.
All right, so we click on this depot, buy the vehicles, and it wants us. You have the horse-drawn carriage, which is for the passengers, and we have this American horse-drawn carriage with the cover for the actual for loads for cargo. So we're gonna buy a couple of those.
Sturdy vehicle. Transport can get started.
All right. So now they show up in this depot, and we want to add them to this line. That's what it wants us to do. Allocate the carts to the line. So we're going to select all these vehicles, and this button right here is to set the line. Right now, that's line 1.
It won't be long before it's possible to dig deeper. Well then, good luck.
And as we create lines, this actually is going. They're going to a bunch of lines here, and so it's not in this tutorial, but I would say this is what I've started doing in the future is actually rename these lines. So this is going to be. What are we at? We're Virginia City Wood Line. And that just lets us know when we see it, that's actually the line it is. I'll try to remember to do that as we go along. But now it wants us to wait until the carriages fill it up. Now here's the thing is, we have the carriages just on the line, but we're not moving. It goes down, and it's kind of giving this tip after a little while. It'll pop up to tell you to actually speed up time. Now I'm going to speed up time times 3. Because this tutorial, I'm not too worried about things running off and leaving me. And now we can see the actual carts going to the depot we created. Or not depot, this is the depot. Going to the truck station that we created. Picking up the logs that have been collected from the forestry area. And what's cool is you can actually click on them. This is the cool thing about the game. You get a little more details. The emissions, what the value is, and then finances is an interesting thing to see what your upper line on income and then your red line on expenses is to make sure that you're actually making money on the number of carts. And throughout the game, as you buy more, you're going to make sure that you don't pay for more carts than you need.
Not everything that glitters is gold. Maybe your poker partner was sharper than you thought. Despite all the hardship, the mine only brings in a few chunks of silver ore.
All right.
At best, you ought to get rid of it before it ruins you. Luckily, you greenhorns constantly get stranded in Virginia City, who you can peddle that confounded pit to for good money. So, you got rid of the silver mine for a decent amount. Time to invest this money in a lucrative venture.
Now it's going to show us how to build out our the actual rail line. So we have this rail line here, and it's incomplete.
Railroad that takes over the
And so it wants us to put the rail depot right here, so that we can collect the silver resources and take them to the other city. So we can collect the rail. First thing is tracks, but we're going to go to building, and the train depot is not what you want. We're going to build it a bit later. What we do want is this cargo terminus station, and the one it gives us, and it doesn't this is something that took me about 30 seconds to figure out, but it's too long. the default one is too long. So what we're going to do is actually come down to the lower right and shorten it to the 120 meters so that it fits in the space. And then we hit N and M to straighten it out. And we're going to put it in its spot right there. And now it fits. It fits to connect to the road and the station. Now it wants us to finish the rail line. So the rail line goes from this the station that or the whatever this thing's called, the cargo station here, and it highlights the ends that need to be finished. So we click on the rail again, we go back to tracks, and this track is a click and drag. I kind of wish you could click it once and drag it, but it doesn't let you do that. You actually have to click and hold it and drag it from point to point, and then you checkbox confirms that you want to make that change. It has this auto bend feature to get, and that can be clunky. Found out when you're freestyling, but for this it just magically works, again because it's a tutorial. It's showing you how to go around bends. We built a tunnel here, and then we're going to build a bridge between these two locations.
Build a railroad route that rapidly transports all the ore to the valley.
Now, same as the truck line or the carriage line that we built here, we're going to go to the route manager, the line manager, and we're going to add a new line. Let's name it, let's do Virginia City to Carson City. And let's just name it rail so we know it's a rail line, because this is a wood line. And now we're going to say it needs to go from Virginia City, so click on that Virginia City cargo line. And we're going to add the Carson City line there. So we click those two, and it adds it to that line. Now it wants us to do a railroad yard. And then this is another one where if you don't know exactly where they put it, you got to look for it. So they want you to put it right here along the line. So we're going to select the rail buildings, and this is where we select the train depot. And I mean, it doesn't make you line it. Actually, it does. It does make you line it up a little bit better. Sometimes my first attempt, it lined it up almost perfectly. But again, hit N and M to rotate. Click on that.
Truly well done structure. Now
Put it in this location. And now we're going to connect the tracks to your original line. Now this is, you want to make sure that it lands right on that rail, because if it's to the side, either side, it's going to be a pain. You got to make sure it's right on that rail line.
It's high time to buy a beautiful
And if you look at, actually, you can see where it interchanges with this. Now it wants us to buy, similar to the trucks, you click on the depot, go to the depot, and we're going to buy a vehicle. Now this is something else. It wants you to, it doesn't say it, I overlooked this. If you, unlike me, and you actually read the instructions, you pick this up, but you do need to purchase 3 freight cars to fulfill this mission step. Don't ask me why, I just clicked on 2 because I didn't think I need 3, but it wants you to do the locomotive and 3 cars. We're going to add the locomotive, and this gondola here is the freight cars, and we're going to do 1, 2, 3 to fill it. We're going to purchase it.
What a handsome iron horse. Time to send it on its maiden journey.
Yep. So now, in order to send it on its maiden journey, you select the train depot, which is where the train is. Similar to the carts, we're going to take this vehicle and assign it to our Virginia City rail line, and it highlights that in red, matches the color.
Ore transport is picking up speed. With a little luck, it'll make you richer than all the silver in Nevada ever could.
There we go. Yeah, it will. Now this is another one where now we just have to, wait a little bit. And it needs, in order to do this, we need to wait until the silver is delivered here. And it wants to take it all the way to Carson City. Now, I have to wait on this, and in your walkthrough you have to wait on this, but for this video, I'll come back when this is completed.
Yes, the deed is done. The first train is rolling down the line.
There we go.
People are dropping everything to cheer your marvel of engineering.
Now this is the bonus opportunities that basically just show you the kind of the mechanics of the individual vehicles. Let's accept it because it gives you a badge.
Let's have a big round of applause.
And so you're going to select the actual train. The details will come up here, train 1. And then the upper left-hand corner, there's this video screen or video recorder. When you click on that, that gives you kind of a first-person view. Now, something that doesn't tell you that's interesting is your WASD keys still work here. So you can just kind of scoot back and look around your train, and it's sending us through, or you can, kind of be right here behind the engine and look around if you want to. There you go.
You're right. Silver smelting is moving fast and furious.
There you go.
All sorts
And
of
then we got
fine
that bonus
ladies
task
and
completed up
high-class
there.
Gents get off in Carson City. Make sure they don't ruin their good shoes on the muddy streets.
So now we're in Carson City.
Find out about the needs of your future passengers.
Now, what this wants us to do is go up here to the left, and we have this layers view. And if you've played any other city builder sim similar to like City Skylines something, it shows you the different the districts and usage and things like that. Similar, we're going to use the use, and it's showing
Your
us
services are needed to the same degree.
Green's residential, as this is commercial density and industrial. And in this particular one, it wants us to put these, to put a bus system that hits these specific locales. So the recreation, residential, commercial, and then industrial centers. So we don't have to have this view. I think it works on both. Yeah, it works on both. But in this case, we're going to go back down to this truck/bus icon, and we're going to put these stops. And the highlighted area shows you how far it serves. Now, in this case, it doesn't matter. When you actually start building your own city, you want to make sure that coverage is complete across all of your needed area. But for this, it just needs, they're showing us how you want to put it centrally to like residential and commercial, etc. So I'm going to just put it on the street here, put it in this area here, and then this area here for industrial.
Make sure your coaches don't miss any stops.
All right. Again, this is just showing you the same thing. Go to the line manager, and we're going to create a new line. And this line is going to be, I'll be a little cheeky here and do Carson City Uber. And we're going to select the 3 stops.
Build a depot where the horses can be hitched up and the coaches can wait.
There we go. So now it wants us to actually buy the depot where you actually purchase and manage and maintain your vehicles. So we're gonna do a road depot because this is a road service, and it's not telling us where to put it, so we can put it wherever we want. I'm just choosing to put it in industrial because, again, playing City Skylines and whatnot, we don't want to lower the property value anywhere else by putting these service-based things right in the middle of someone's backyard.
Purchase a few
My
coaches
opinion. You can do
horses
however you want.
so that you can get started.
So we go here, and again, it wants us to buy 3 horse-drawn carriages. Go to the buy vehicle, and this is again for passengers. You can filter it here for passenger, and you can do 3 to change this here, or you can click it 3 times. And now we have 3 vehicles. Again, you could rename these what you want, but we're gonna select all of them and add them to our Carson City Uber line. And you can see it highlighted. You can see it highlight the route here, and you add it to the Carson City line, Carson City Uber line.
Great.
Good to go.
The first passengers are already waiting.
Yeah, and while we wait on those passengers waiting, because that's what it wants us to actually transport some passengers, I'm going to come over here and show you something a little just that they don't teach you in this tutorial. Maybe they teach you later.
Territorial Enterprise reports.
Oh, and this is a bonus
Something
task
good in the air.
that they want us to do.
According to
But
eyewitnesses, it's leaped
for this
from
wood,
tree to tree,
we know we're
was at
getting it
least 10 feet tall, had a
from
shiny
this area and going
belt,
to this area.
enormous feet.
So just to make it more efficient, you can click on like the route itself. So if we go to this route and we go to our wood line, we can say that the Carson City sidings here, we know we're not unloading anything. We don't want to bring wood from here, bring silver from here to here. So we don't want to unload. We only want to load. We want to load everything for 100%. Now this does not matter in this tutorial. I'm just giving you something for the future. And the same thing when we go to this truck station here, we only want to unload. We're not loading anything back. So it makes it so that, and then you can be, again, more complicated. You can define, how long to wait. You can create routes and things of that nature. But just give you an idea of what some things, it's a little more micromanaged you can do to make this more efficient, especially if you have, as we go along, more products and services going from one place to another. That is how you control what goes into the specific transport vehicle and back. Anyway, something there. So now we have this beast that we're supposed to.
We're not too long ago. There was nothing
Let's see.
dreary two-bit town.
We go to bonus tracks. I'm gonna make sure we do this because just for the achievements, you accept this.
The reporter, a certain Mr. Clemens, has revealed his source to you. An old good-for-nothing by the name of Sam Hawkins. He's supposed to be in the saloon in Virginia City.
So
Could be it means buying him a couple of shots of hard liquor before he comes up with the truth.
So if you're over here doing this quest or mission thing, and you click on this, it doesn't immediately show you where you need to go. So if you need to come back over to Virginia City, you click on this question mark and it gives you this clue.
Information. The monster got a few feet taller with each whiskey you bought it. Word has it that it gobbles up whole cows, picks the remains out of its teeth with a wagon tongue. Our informer thinks it's hanging around near the Ponderosa Ranch, if he's not mistaken.
And again, this is just to get you to look around the map to see what all there is to do. Now, we'll click on the Ponderosa, but right now, let's do something more pertinent to our mission, which is to build this rail line. It wants a passenger rail line from Carson City to Reno over there. So what we're going to do is similar to this other, except this is to the Virginia City one, except this is for passengers. Take the buildings. We're going to do the passenger terminus station, not the cargo. Passenger terminus station. We're going to turn it around. This one is right-sized. We can make it longer or shorter, but the key here is to make sure it connects to the road. There we go. So we need to make sure it connects to the road. We're going to connect these tracks to the Reno tracks over there. So this is the one where it can get a little hairy. Just not streets, road tracks. There we go, tracks. We connect to this line. We're just gonna go somewhere right here, and we'll drag this. And it wants us to go yeah, this is where it can be a bit hairy, making this maneuver. And then go from there to there.
Buy a train arrangement that brings people from all over the world to Carson City.
So now it wants us to build a depot somewhere here, or it doesn't matter where. It's not telling you where, but I'll put it right here. Just no reason. I have no reason. You can put it wherever you want. But we're gonna build our train depot, and we're gonna turn it around. The key is to make sure that the track itself points towards your rail lines so you can connect it. So we built our depot, take the track, connect it to our line. And then what we're going to do is select it. This particular depot. Don't make sure you're not selecting the Virginia City depot, the Carson depot. We're going to purchase, and this is a key here is to make sure you have 3 passenger carriages. Now we need to go to this line, and we're going to create a new line from Carson City, and we're going to end this one over here in Reno. That's the station. We're going to name it, let's do Carson City to Reno Rail. Now we can go to our trains. Remember we have the Carson City train depot with our train in it. We can now add it to the Carson City rail line. There we go. So
that you don't cross paths with the cart rides from the Ponderosa.
all right, so we've got to go up to the cart rides. This takes us back to our bonus task here. We'll accept that.
You barely got away from the Cartwright boys. Old Cartwright and his son didn't take too kindly to your visit to the Ponderosa Ranch. Apparently, you're not the first to be hot on the monster's heels.
Yep.
The rancher claims that dozens laid siege to their land, but Just when he was about to run them off, they hurried away towards Lake Tahoe with a
Yep.
paper hot off the presses in their hands.
So now we gotta follow to Tahoe.
The Territorial Enterprise reports. The wild man is dead. His body is
And that
dead.
gets you done with that bonus. I'll let you read that. But that's the bonus one there. But it's saying this deliver more logs. This is a similar situation to what we had in Virginia City. Deliver it from the Ponderosa Ranch here. There's already a train depot here. A truck station here. And in order to collect the logs here, we need to build a truck station here. So we can go to buildings, truck station, and we're going to put it up here close to the ranch, connected to the road, and we'll see as it connects to the road, it's going to highlight what it has access to. So it has access to these logs here. Place it there. And it's not going to tell us how to do it. This is where we kind of need to learn from our tutorial. We're going to build a new line. Create a new line. We'll name it how do you spell Ponderosa? Ponderosa wood line. Good deal. And in that line, add station. Boom, boom. You got to click on the add station correctly, and it goes both ways. All right, there we go. Now we're gonna go to our truck depot right here, Car City Road Depot, and we're gonna add vehicles. This time it's gonna be cargo vehicles. And how many does it want? We just want some. So let's grab 3 because that seems to be the magic number. We're gonna take those and add it to our wood line. And again, you can see we have that track here. We're gonna add it to our wood line. And now we're waiting for the train. Now here we go. Our first trip here is we're gonna see over here. Yep, we got people from Carson City, and we're gonna be bringing them to Torino, back and forth. Now we're waiting on logs, and I won't make you wait with me.
Thanks to the supply, silver ore processing
All
is
right.
running at full swing, which means your transport business too.
All right, so that got us the wood achievement, and this delivery here should get us the completion of the passenger achievement. And there we go.
This is doing splendid. The cluster of pathetic shacks has become the swankiest town in the whole West, where you find the most exquisite shops.
I hope
the
this
best
helped
saloons,
someone. This is just a quick walkthrough of that first tutorial. Like I said, I hope this was helpful to someone. And if this is interesting, or if anybody likes this, then I'll do some more. I enjoy playing this game. I enjoy doing the tutorials, and again, if this is something that catches on, then maybe I'll do some playthroughs as well. Hope everyone enjoys. Please like so that I know that someone like this. Subscribe if you want me to do more of this content. I'm just starting out. Have a great afternoon, evening, and good night, everyone. And we'll play again soon.